Hey everyone, it's another Dragon Age Inquisition day today. And one reason why you might be wondering why we are doing a video today instead of the usual live stream, and that is because yesterday at the end or toward the end of our live stream, one of our most valuable community members, John Shepherd, in the chat told us that actually we missed a very crucial portion of the game, which is Redcliffe Village. And right after that, I kind of looked it up online to see if there were other ways to access Redcliffe Village, even after we decide to join the Templars or side with the Templars instead of the mages. And opinions are mixed. There are some who say that there are war table operations that we can do to gain access to Redcliffe Village, even after siding with the Templars or doing Champions of the Just, which we managed to successfully complete yesterday in yesterday's stream. However, there are some who also say that the only way to gain access to Redcliffe Village is to have entered it before getting locked in with the Templars. So that is what we're going to do today. Instead of streaming tonight, I would like to tackle this bit of Redcliffe Village thingy. This bit of the game that we had missed, just so we can avoid confusion. I didn't want to stream today because that would make us go further into the plot, and I'll have more things to replay then off stream. So I want this done and dusted, basically. So right now we are here at Dusklight Camp in the hinterlands, and we are going to walk towards the gate, the entrance to Redcliffe. And according to stuff on the internet, the things that I checked last night. Ooh, she's shaking. It seems that... Yeah, are we going to the right place? Yeah, we're going northwest. I'm not sure if this is the right place, though. Or is this the same place with... Yeah, this is the same place with the dragon that we have yet to defeat, and I'm waiting until I'm like level 15 or something to defeat that dragon. According to the online sources,
nothing to report, sir.
This quest in Redcliffe Village isn't too long. We just have to talk to the people involved. I wonder if there is a path here to get to Redcliffe. I think so. So we have to talk to Grand Enchanter Fiona, whom we met at in Valrio previously, and she was the one who invited us to Redcliffe to side with the mages, of course. Okay, I think we are on the right path. And then we'll also meet a bunch of other characters there. And I'm also doing this because I didn't want to lose out on this one quest that we have to turn in inside the village. Okay, I think it's this way. Yeah, I really appreciate the input of our valuable members of our
We
community.
should search the area.
Oh, it's a good thing that we came this way. I've totally forgot about this locked door here. If not for John Shepard's comment towards the end of our stream yesterday, I wouldn't have known that we were actually missing out on Redcliffe. And that's not something I would like to do. I would like to... Ooh, it's just another bottle of Thetis. Butterbile 784. A hard liquor that is not so much served as it is brandished. Coarse and indifferent, it is to your taste, or it is not. The failing is yours if you cannot raise or lower to the challenge of a distiller told not to. Oops. To the challenge of a distiller told not to. That was kind of like a mouthful. Okay. I kind of missed the hinterlands even if we were kind of stuck here for quite a while. 7 episodes or 6 episodes if I'm not... I think 7 episodes. If I'm not mistaken. Ooh, we've got a rift here. Right outside the gates to Redcliffe Village.
I want a constant watch on that damned thing. Sound the alarm at the first sign of demons.
Okay. So what I did last night when I realized that we were about to miss out on a tiny portion, tiny but crucial portion of the game. Well, some other people might not consider it as crucial as I do. So what I did was I went back to an earlier save, which was around the beginning parts of our episode 15, which was the stream we did 2 days ago. So I had to redo all the things that we did in the beginning parts of that stream, which was to complete Forbidden Oasis. We also received the Inquisition perk of Deft Hands Find Tools, which now allows us to open locked doors through any of our rogue companions. And then we went to follow Mar to open one of the locked doors there for Blackwell's personal companion quest. And also did a few things in the hinterlands, just try to complete the 3 remaining rifts, as well as do a bit of like, I think, pick up some Blackwall stuff, and also one of the things that Vivienne needs for her personal quest too, which was around this part. Yes, this one, somewhere here. So we just had to redo all of those things.
What's that? We don't know what these rifts can do. That one appeared to alter the time around it.
Ooh. Wow, did it? We'll have to look into this.
We need to find out what caused. Make her have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
Alright, now we have full access to at least the explorable part of Redcliffe Village. Yes, so as I was saying, we had to redo some parts of episode 15 last night. I had to do it off stream so that I could get to the point where I was about to do the Champions of the Just quest, which is to side with the Templars. And basically this is where we are at right now. Instead of going to the war table to lock ourselves in with the Templars, I'm doing this first. And so right after this, I will be replaying everything in the Champions of the Just quest off stream to prepare for our next stream next week.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming, but you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
The former? And who is this Magister Alexius? Someone from Tevinter?
Is it just me, or is something weird going on here?
We should talk to the Grand Enchanter.
And we shall. Okay, we've got soldiers here. And the Chantry sister, or Chantry mother. This looks like a guy from Tevinter, because the armor doesn't seem Ferelden in nature. I read online that this is actually the new Redcliffe Village. This isn't the old Redcliffe Village, which was featured in Dragon Age Origins. Ooh, what is this thing? Oh, landmark.
Impressive craftsmanship to remain standing after such abuse.
Redcliffe Windmill. These ruins mark the spot where a windmill was once overlooked Redcliffe Village. It was destroyed in the last days of the Blight when Darkspawn attacked the area and was never repaired. Yeah, the village of Redcliffe, the original one, was heavily destroyed due to the Fifth Blight. Okay, I guess this is it for this hill here. Let's head on down to the village proper. Ooh, and we can see the castle in the distance.
I hear most of the apostates are dead or hiding. We should be getting more refugees soon.
Do you think we should let them into the village? I'm not sure there's enough food.
I really am in the ass end of nowhere now.
Very.
I'll ask around again tomorrow. Well, let me know if you find it.
A wheelhouse. That's something that we can open with the help of our friend Varric. I'm guessing there might be another bottle of Thetis here. On some loot. Ooh, a schematic for Bianca upgrade. Grey whiskey, right wine, conscription ale, a bottle marked vintage, warden seed, joining juice. Okay, so it could be something they drink during your conscription or after your conscription into the Grey Wardens. That could be a reference to Dragon Age Origins, which is, of course, our protagonist becomes a Grey Warden.
Maybe the rumors about the apostates attacking people were just rumors after all.
Either way, we're safe. That's all that matters right now. Even before the sky fell open, this was a land of spirits and demons. Magic grows wild in the hills of Redcliffe.
tell me about Redcliffe Village.
Tell me about your people. They say a spirit dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favors blood lotus flowers.
Interesting. That gives us a quest. Here we have a fast travel, I don't know what it's called. A stone. Oh, let's see. I don't think we can brave those waters. I feel like that will just cascade us down to the sea, I guess. The lake, rather. Anything else you can tell us?
All the sky fell open. This was a land of
Oh, it's just the same thing.
magic grows wild in the hills of Redcliffe.
Mother, I had the dream again last night. No, there'll be no talk of this. It was so real. And when I woke up, the sheets were as cold
For the
as
first
ice.
time in all these years, I fear I will not be visiting your ashes. What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
We can take the flowers in your stead.
What if I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
I do not know what to say, except thank you. I never expected anyone not of the blood to care. My Senna would be grateful. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the tablstones. Thank you.
Okay, that is
Stay
another
safe.
quest.
Walking.
Yeah, I am glad that we chose to reload a previous save to get to Redcliffe Village, because we are actually receiving a couple of quests here and learning about the lore of this village. Okay, can we jump into the boats? Yeah. Wow. What a majestic view of Redcliffe
Have you
Castle.
heard? The Inquisition dealt with the rebel Templars. They've been driven away or killed.
That we did.
What did I tell you?
It's not just that. I heard about deaths too. Refugees killed by Templars driven past the point of reason.
That is true. Renegade Templars did hurt a couple of people. Let's see what this dwarven merchant is selling. Ooh, just schematics, I guess. Does he sell anything else? No. I don't know if we are going to purchase, if we should be purchasing anything right now, because I feel like we can. We will be receiving schematics or looting schematics anyway. So that is not a priority at the moment. More windmills. What a beautiful village. Okay, thank you for opening it for us, Varric. We've got a readable here.
Every ocularum is made from the skull of a tranquil.
I had hoped they were safe with the rebel mages. I see that I was mistaken.
I figured they'd fled with the rebel mages. Poor bastards.
I had wondered where they had gone. I should have looked harder.
Oh my, so that gave us a codex about tranquils and ocularum. I wonder where they could be here. Could be magic. Here. Oculara, a skull set upon a staff. These macabre artifacts cause magical shards in the air to glow with magical radiance when a viewer looks through the eyes of the skull. Alexius was quite clear in his orders. We must scour the countryside to find more of the shards. Without them, the Venatori cannot claim the treasure our master seeks. For that, we need the Oculara. So I guess that is the the plural form of ocularum. I was saying oculari in the past. Without them, the shards are nearly impossible to find, even if they are no longer cloaked by whatever magic hid them for all these centuries. There must be more tranquil in the area. The rebels abandoned most of them when they fled their circles. Remember, the skull will only attune properly if the tranquil is in close proximity to one of the shards, so when the demon is forced to possess him. Oh my, this is really bad. Even I had thought that they were just, I don't know, kind of like grave digging, taking the skulls of deceased tranquil mages, but this is way worse than that. Even then, the blow must be delivered immediately. The oculara produced from tranquil, killed even minutes later, failed to illuminate the shards when used. I trust you to continue your efforts in this matter. Our master expects success. A letter found in an abandoned house in Redcliffe Village. And while we're here, I just wanted to read this codex entry because we actually picked this up yesterday. I had forgotten to read it. I think we probably didn't pick this up in episode 15 when we were picking up the last shard in the hinterlands, locked behind a locked door. Dwarven runecraft. Within the diamond quarter of Orzammar lies the Shaperate, a branch of dwarven society so ancient that the dwarves themselves do not know when or where it began. They are the keepers of history for a people who have never known the sun or seasons, and who track time by the lives and deaths of kings. But they are not mere historians, they are craftsmen, for the living history of the dwarves is not written, but forged. The memories, as the dwarves call their records, are runes painstakingly crafted from lyrium, which contain the actual thoughts of the shapers who made them. The making of runes is not restricted solely to the shapers. The most commonly useful kind are crafted by many members of this myth caste from lyrium and other magically reactive metals, and can imbue a variety of fascinating new properties to an item when properly applied, just as the runes of Tevinter design do. But runes are found everywhere in dwarven artwork, and not all serve a practical purpose, at least not one that's known. They are carved onto houses and storefronts. They are embroidered on garments, etched in glassware, even painted on chamber pots. The meanings of the symbols themselves are sacred knowledge kept by the Shaperate. They are not, as many surface folk believe, the written language of the modern dwarves, but rather are remnants of a lost language that predates Orzammar, the dwarven kingdom, and even the tens of thousands of years of history recorded in the memories. The Shaperate, or Shaperate, recognizes the meanings of a few dozen dwarven runes. Memory, obviously, is used for this record keeping. Many have not so much been translated as inferred. Runes which decorate both armor and load-bearing architecture might very well mean strength or endurance. New symbols are unearthed now and then in the fallen taigs. I think it's pronounced Tiges, brought back by the Legion of the Dead and jealously hoarded by the Shapers, who struggle to find their uses and origins. Were these symbols an earlier version of the written Dwarven tongue, a language that fell into disuse, replaced by the modern King's tongue? It is hard to guess, and the memories offer us no wisdom. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitivi again. Brother Genitivi always graces us with his wisdom and research.
The Venatori created the Oculara to search for something. Something like those strange shards.
That is true, and we have yet to actually learn about the Venatori. Maybe the game expects us to go straight to the tavern, where we are to meet Grand Enchantress Fiona. The Dwarven Merchants Guild. The Dwarven Merchants Guild is, without question, the most powerful surface dwarf institution. It has become what the Assembly is to the people of Orzammar, a prestigious club that everyone wants to belong to, and the surest means to obtain power and fortune. The guild's leaders can always trace their lineage back to noble or merchant caste houses in Orzammar. The guild regulates trade between the Dwarven city and the surface, and so quietly controls the entire economy of Orzammar, though the ruling king or assembly would never admit it. The guild is heavily conservative, but has started to get more of the ascendants, especially banking families, into its membership, which has caused no small amount of infighting in the guild, from the Dowager's Field Guide to Good Society by Lady Alcyone. That's a little insight into the merchant caste and the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Alrighty, now we can go back and probably head on to the tavern. Unless there are other things to do here. Okay, that gave us which codex entry? I wonder. The Carta. Okay, might as well read it. I wonder why sometimes it doesn't really pop up and we have to read them instead. Find them in the codex feature. Where is the Carta? Here we have it. The casteless dwarves of Orzammar have few prospects, consigned to live in a crumbling ruin or the social and economic fringes of the mighty dwarven capital. Most resort to begging, prostitution, or crime. Just as all rivers eventually join the sea, all casteless who turn to crime eventually become part of the Carta. The hero Ferelden decimated the ranks of this ancient gang while rallying the dwarves to join in the battle against the archdemon Orthemiel. Orthemiel, I guess. That is during the events of Dragon Age Origins. Unable to recover the power they once had in Orzammar, they turned their attention topside, using groups of surface-dwelling dwarves to smuggle weapons, lyrium, surface luxuries, people, and other goods between Orzammar and human lands. Despite the flow of business, its members are still desperate and violent. With no strong leader to rein in their excesses, they have little sense of dwarven honor, and freely break their word, double-cross allies, and renege on deals. From The Stone and Her Children, Dwarves of the Dragon Age by Brother Genetivi. Wow, Brother Genetivi does a lot of writing. I guess he is one of the more established researchers, scholars, writers of this time. Okay, that is just a spindleweed. We don't really need that. Perhaps we should go up first. So we can turn in the quest that we received episodes ago.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I'll do my best.
I'm trying. I hope I don't disappoint.
I hope so too.
Do you support the mages?
Are you working for the Mage Rebellion?
Mages are children of the Maker, no less than the rest of us. They struggle no less with questions of faith.
Do you think there should be circles?
Does that mean you support their freedom?
Given a choice between the circle and death, most mages willingly gave up some small freedoms for safety. But the pendulum swings, and now it seems any restraint is too much. I think they should have a chance to prove they deserve freedom.
Are you alone here?
I don't see any other priests in the village. Where is everybody?
The Magister had the others escorted out for their own safety.
but I refused. He can throw me out if he wants. Until then, I tend to my flock.
And do you support this alliance between Tevinter and the mages here?
What are your feelings on the mages working with Tevinter? The Imperium burned on Draste. Since then, we have led 4 exalted marches against them. Yet in all those marches, they still acknowledged the Maker. Now I speak of him and the Magisters laugh. Something has happened, and I dread to learn what. I will leave you to your duties. Make us speed you, my child.
Yeah, that is interesting because the Tevinter Imperium, of course, also believes in the Maker and Andraste, if I'm not mistaken. Although they do have their own version of the Chantry, they only have male divines. Compared to, let's say, the greater southern Chantry of Orlais, Ferelden, and Antiva and Rivain, that I would say, including Anderfels, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest, which is of course different from the Tevinter Chantry because they only have female divines.
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
Yeah, I remember this. Someone called Sister Tanner, or Tanner. We're working with some Templars. I think they were renegade Templars. You are with the Chantry, aren't you?
Are you a Chantry sister?
A lay sister only. I work here to help the poor and extend the Maker's kindness to those who need it. It is very busy work, especially in these times, but let me know if I can ever help you.
I think you're working with the renegade Templars. That makes you a smuggler, a lyrium smuggler.
I found the letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. Nobody is going to care. So, what do you intend to do?
Oh. We only have 2 choices here. Just ignore it or something special. For this, I would go with Varric. Just because I think we've gained a lot of affinity points with Cassandra so far.
What kind of cut are they giving you? Have you got protection? I see a suspicious lack of guards. It looks to me like you've been cut loose. Maybe you should look for a new employer.
Are you serious? The high and mighty Inquisition needs smugglers.
Oh, she didn't like that.
Right. I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
And we gained a new agent. Yeah, I went with Varric also because knowing that she's a smuggler, and Varric is a businessman. He deals with businesses and other enterprising individuals. That's why I wanted his opinion on it, as well as a way to recruit the smuggler. Oh, I just wanted to take that loot. Maybe there's another way to take it.
I look forward to helping the Inquisition, as per our agreement.
That's very good. I am glad we got another agent for our cause. I don't know. I'm just gonna try to loot that sack some other time. I think it disappeared. I can't even remember where I found it, where I saw it the first time. Oh, it's behind that. I'll get that later. Okay, this is the Chantry. I wonder if we can go in. Is there anything of value here. They've got a huge chantry. I wonder which one's bigger, the one here or the one in Haven. The troubles of a chantry scholar. As students of culture, it is important to always recognize your biases. I swear, I wear my chantry perspective openly, for if my readers do not understand the lens through which I view the world, they cannot account for how these biases may color my writing. Gathering accurate information is challenging in a place as vast and fragmented as Thetis. One man may go on at length about lurid dealings with a king, then refuse to provide his name or some proof of the account. Other sources may conflict wildly. Fixing travel to some of the more remote areas of the continent is nothing compared to the difficulty I've had finding contacts I can trust. I cannot tell you how many times quote-unquote reputable people have tried to deceive me. Sometimes for personal notoriety, more often in the interest of a pet cause. Trustworthy Kunari, Dalish, and Tevinter contacts are especially scarce, and I prize those I have kept friendly. Often it is I who must earn their trust. Texts, too, can be unreliable. From extensive readings, I have determined that Andraste was a Ferelden Orlesian who was born in every town from here to Hosberg. What little remains of elven history has been told and retold, shifted and skewed, until the tales are unrecognizable. I have particular respect for the dwarves, for there is no other people so obsessed with recording and accurate and complete history. If only the Shapers were as open as the skies they fear. If I can be honest, the long reign of the chantry has made the recording of reality at times a trial. Most common histories have been rewritten through the filter of my religion. Everything has meaning as it pertains to the maker. And while this is an unavoidable, it sometimes leads to conflicts between what is officially taught by the chantry and what I have seen with my own eyes. While my belief in the maker is absolute, only a fool would ignore the lessons to be learned from other societies and religions. Take the fate. Was it the kingdom of the maker, as common knowledge dictates, or the realm of the Tevinter old gods? Few people would contest its existence, but beyond that, there is little agreement among scholars. Though there are many who would disagree with me, I have come to believe nothing is for certain. I have met too many people and encountered too many perspectives not to keep an open mind about these things. Excerpt from a lecture by Brother Jetta TV at the University of Orlais, delivered shortly after the release of his seminal work, In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar. I would very much like to meet this Brother Jetta TV. He is a well of knowledge and experiences. Wow, this is so serene and majestic at the same time. I guess there is nothing much here. Not much here, except some loot and readables. The Circle of Magi. That would probably be in groups. 100 groups. The Circle of Magi was established centuries ago to protect us and to protect those without magic from the things we might do. No man in his right mind would disagree that these are noble goals. I refuse to believe that the chantry intended the injustice and oppression we suffered in the intervening years. Segregation of mages from non-mages within Templar-guarded compounds was the best, possibly the only, option available. We have recently had to face the stark reality that the system failed us. The Circle of Magi in Ferelden's Kinloch Hold was one of the most liberally run, and even there we saw sedition and dissent, resulting in a failed revolt that nearly destroyed the entire tower. Perhaps stringency could work where leniency failed? I would present Kirkwall's gallows as evidence against such thinking. Knight Commander Meredith's vice grip on the circle in her care backfired, leaving us where we are now. And if I'm not mistaken, Kinloch Hold in Ferelden was the circle featured in Dragon Age Origins, while Kirkwall's gallows was the circle featured in Dragon Age 2. If the circles, no matter how they are managed, do not, perhaps cannot function as intended, what is next? There are no easy answers. The events of recent years have forced me to re-examine my views on freedom. As Equitarians, we have always advocated self-control and cooperation with the Chantry, but this approach may no longer serve. I must consider that our libertarian brothers and sisters had the right of it all along. Look at the strife and chaos that now consumes our world. Fighting for independence, for a better system, may not improve our situation, but it cannot make it any worse. Letter from Senior Enchanter Vorman Quine of Cumberland to a colleague dated 939 Dragon. Ooh, we missed that loot. Wow, such beauty. And magnificence. I love it. I love it. I wonder what those stained glass paintings represent. This person looks elven. And is that Andraste? And I wonder if that is Mafarath. Okay, I guess we leave the majestic sanctity of Redcliffe's Chantry and face the music, I guess. Okay.
Good day to you, my child. Make us speed you, my child.
Alright, revered mother.
Same for years. Mages gotta stick with mages.
I wonder if we have oh, there are 2 more quests on something here that we missed. Let's try to take all those things. Maybe we'll go with the closest one. Let's take the quest here. But first, let's go to someone else's house and make ourselves welcome. Hero in every port, Ballad of Nuggins. Oh, the best of us ran when the dreadnought was sighted. Nuggins, Nuggins, for he heard the call. Tripped 9 Kunari, and that's why he's knighted. Nuggins, Nuggins, as brave as he's small. Oh, a shore full of pirates. The worst set to happen. Nuggins, Nuggins, his heart pure and true. Tripped him an admiral, now he's our captain. Nuggins, Nuggins, for me and for you. Oh, the blight was upon us, and we found no pardon. Nuggins, Nuggins, now he'll make a stand. Tripped up the dark spawn, and now he's a warden. Nuggins, Nuggins, for all in the land. Oh, paraded through Kirkwall as hero and winner. Nuggins, Nuggins, stubborn and vicious. Tripped up a Viscount, and now he's for dinner. Nuggins, Nuggins, of course he's delicious. That's so sad. Oh my. So he rose from, I'd say, a soldier to an admiral to a captain, and he's a warden too, and he became the hero of Kirkwall, only to get cooked up for dinner from small legends of nugs and foxes collected by Philium, a bard. Yay, we heard again from our, I wouldn't say friend, but because we've never met him, but someone that we frequently read about. Philium, a bard. One-eyed Jimmy, who are you?
Please, are you with the Inquisition? As you've wandered, have you by any chance seen a ram that is, different?
No.
Lord Wolseley wandered off, and he's very special. If you could find him, I'd be most grateful.
What do you mean by he's special?
What makes your ram so special?
Well, he's always brought the family luck, and his advice helped us make our fortune.
Advice?
Your ram offered advice?
He's a very special ram.
And what is the problem?
Your ram has gone missing.
Yes. I'm certain that if he heard his Jimmy missed him, he'd come right back. He's likely at our family's old summer cabin. It's by the lake in the southern hills. If you do find him and send him back, I'd be happy to pay you.
We'll try.
See you later.
If you find my ram, please send him home.
The Ballad of Lord Wolseley. Okay, and I wanted to pick up this one first. A landmark. Before we take the other quest.
I'm pleased to hear it.
Oh wow, I can't believe we missed this part. Oh, it's because we haven't been here to the market.
Good day. Would you care to trade?
Oh, no thank you. Ferelden culture. The Feraldens are a puzzle. As a people, they are one bad day away from reverting to barbarism. They repelled invasions from Tevinter during the height of the Imperium with nothing but dogs in their own obstinate disposition. They are the coarse, willful, dirty, disorganized people who somehow gave rise to our prophet, ushered in an era of enlightenment, and toppled the greatest empire in history. There are a few things you can assume safely in dealing with these people. First, they value loyalty above all things, beyond wealth, beyond power, beyond reason. Second, although they have nothing in their entire country which you are likely to think at all remarkable, they are extremely proud of their accomplishments. Third, if you insult their dogs, they are likely to declare war. And finally, the surest sign that you have underestimated the Feraldens is that you think you have come to understand them. I can't believe this was written by the Empress herself, Empress Celine I of Orlais, in a letter to her newly appointed ambassador to Denerim. Okay, I'll indulge you. What are you selling? Dagger of Faith. Ooh, that looks nice. I want to buy this dagger because it's a blue one. We can give it to Cole. Anything else worth looking at here? Guess not.
Travel safe.
We've got another merchant here. Ooh, wow. That looks so nice. Should we even buy it? I'll give it to, okay, I'll buy one and I'll give it to Varric.
Welcome back.
Okay, let's, ooh. Is that a griffin? That looks so cool. Okay, we'll have to go through the codex entries again. Codices. The hero of Ferelden. The hero of Ferelden once belonged to a clan of Dalish elves. That is a canon. An encounter with a tainted magical mirror corrupted the hero. Only the Grey Wardens held the cure. To save the hero's life, the clan gave her up to Grey Warden Commander Duncan and the Order. The hero fought and killed the Archdemon, dying in the ultimate sacrifice to save Ferelden. With the Archdemon gone, the Darkspawn ranks broke. The Horde was easily routed. Yeah, I wonder why we weren't able to read that off of the screen. But I guess that happens. Something here? A hidden thing? A locked house, I guess. Let's ask Varric for help in opening the house. The door, rather. And while he's doing that, I am stuck here. Let's go up this house here. Hinterland's healer.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
You're low on herbs?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes. We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
Okay, and can you help the refugees?
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself.
I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife ear. Why should I risk mine for them?
A knife ear? Oh, it's because she is an elf.
Have people called you a knife ear?
Every day. They need the salves I sell, but they spit on me once they've paid. These villagers only tolerate me because Templars killed their human healer.
Oh.
I doubt the humans at the crossroads would be any different.
Cassandra?
The Inquisition honors the efforts of all who are willing to help in these dark times. Help the refugees, and we will ensure that you are protected and respected.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be safer regardless. I'll see you at the crossroads soon. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
Alrighty. Got another agent. And it's a good thing
May
we
I
can
help
still
you?
turn in this quest to her.
I found some of the herbs you were looking for.
This is exactly what I needed.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for your help.
Cool, cool. Got another, I wouldn't say agent, but someone to help the refugees at the crossroads. Alrighty, did we miss? Oh, that's just an elf fruit. Okay, so I am thinking I want to first go to these quests. Complete these quests before we go to the tavern and basically do what we came here for. And I think it's probably up this hill here. We take some flowers to the shrine of someone's wife. Here, some embryo. Place flowers. And an inscription. Text on Senna's shrine. Senna, beloved, may your ashes be gathered by Fallon Din and carried safely. After all the long years you carried me. That's very sweet. We've got the Ballad of Lord Wolseley here next to the Spirit in the Lake. And the closest camp is the one right above it. Now we are in Lake Luthius.
Nothing to report, sir.
Oh my. That sound. Okay, let's try to get up the lake. And I remember that the game doesn't allow us to actually and we got some blood lotus for the spirit in the lake. We cannot, the game doesn't allow us for some unknown reason to swim in the lake. I don't know why. Let's place the blood lotus as an offering to the spirit of valor. Wow. What is that? It's a shield. No, it's a sword, clearly. my weird brain. And that gave us a rare great sword and a belt of urgency. The wearer of this belt gains a small boost to attack speed when below 50% of health. And let's see if we can give that great sword, whoops, to Iron Bull. Okay, let's just destroy a few things. I can't believe our inventory is full again when I just sold some stuff yesterday after the stream. More blood lotus. It's good that it was readily available. We are here to locate Lord Wolseley, a special ram. I wonder where he is. Let's see. Lord Wolseley, come out. Come out, come out. Wherever you are. That goes to Valimar. Ooh, that's Lord Wolseley. Send him home. How do I send him home? No, he's headed straight for those weirdos over there. No, 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 no. Let's save Lord Wolseley. I hope he's alive. Oh no, did he run away? Lord Wolseley, where... Oh, that's not Lord Wolseley. Did he run away? Yes, he's here.
Lord Wolseley, I presume? A young man named Jimmy would very much like you to return home. Ah, good.
Okay, I guess he understood us. I don't know how, but he did. So that could be the end of that quest. I just wanted to check our journal. This is Varric's quest. This is the Felandaris thing. We've done this, we just need to turn it in, and same as this one. Alright, so we go back to Redcliffe. Fast travel. To turn in the 2 quests that we've completed.
I remember the first time the dead walked these lands, when a blood mage poisoned our leman.
Okay.
No man needs statues so great as those whose remnants lie toppled in these hills. These statues come from ancient dreams of blood and bone, lost to the memory of man. Be wary of them.
Alright. I guess she is the Lord Keeper of this town.
May it be with you. Grandmother, I think we should go.
I do not suppose you found my Senna's shrine. I know it is a long way to go.
I did as you asked.
I cleaned Senna's shrine and placed the flowers. May her ashes be gathered by Falundine and carried safely.
After all the long years she carried me, thank you. You do a foolish old man too much kindness. Thank you, friend.
Aww.
May your Inquisition do as much good for the land as you have done.
Thanks, mister. Thank you. And you're welcome. It wasn't much. No problem at all. We are glad to be of service, especially during these times.
Greetings, traveler.
Okay, one last quest to turn in. And before we do that thing that we're supposed to do. Oh, he is here.
Wolseley came back.
Yay, Lord Wolseley.
Here, for all your trouble.
How you doing, Lord Wolseley? I'm impressed he was able to understand what we just told him. Told him to go back. Oh, okay, he's kind of stuck. Jimmy, help your ram. Come help your ram. And I'm stuck here too. I guess I'll use one of our companions to move me across.
Thank you so much. It's so good to have Lord Wolseley back.
No problem, Jimmy.
Good day.
I am still stuck. So let's play as Cassandra for for a time. Okay, now I'm here. I am going to save here for now, just so we don't get confused. Just in case there's some sort of crash or whatever. And here we are.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
Oh
what has
my.
brought you to Redcliffe?
So Queenie Vivienne. Well, you invited me here, back in Valrio.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Then who did we meet in Val Royeaux? Yeah, something weird is happening.
Well, that's very strange, because someone who looked exactly like you spoke to me in Val Royeaux.
Exactly like me? I suppose it could be magic at work, but why would anyone... Whoever or whatever brought you here? The situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
What?
An alliance with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of Hades turning against
Vivienne, calm down.
I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
As one indenture to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
You've made a huge mistake. Why Tevinter?
An alliance with Tevinter is a terrible mistake.
All hope of peace died with Justinia. This bargain with Tevinter would not have been my first choice, but we had no choice. We are losing this war. I needed to save as many of my people as I could.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
That just doesn't make sense. The rebel mages are throwing in one type of servitude for another. Tell me about this alliance.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Where is the Arl?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Arl Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even when they were under siege.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
What did you do to Arl Tegan?
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Fiona said she's indentured.
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
This is just so bad. Considering there are more progressive circles, which would be more beneficial to their, to their lives, compared to all of them, all the rebel mages being indentured to Vinters.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
That is
It was certainly
weird.
Very timely.
That's probably more than a coincidence. What does Tevinter gain from this?
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
How? How exactly? Let's negotiate.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman.
Oh no, Fiona looks so sad.
Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
We don't think small here.
Well, when you're fighting a massive tear in the sky, you can hardly afford to think small.
There will have to be.
Are you alright? Felix? You okay?
Felix, I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
No problem. Are you alright?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders.
Oh no,
Please
he's
excuse me,
ill.
friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
Oh, so
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
it's okay. I hope you get well.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
So the Redcliffe Castle, I guess, is their headquarters. Oh.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Oh, okay. So he.
Very mysterious.
Very mysterious indeed. Varric. Okay, I read online that if we go to the Chantry, we'll meet Dorian, and if we don't side with the mages, when he come to Skyhold to offer us, sorry, not Skyhold, to Haven to offer us help later, he would actually be angry at us for not helping the mages. I think I read somewhere that it is a hidden greatly disapproves, so I don't really want to start our friendship with Dorian like that. Yeah, I don't want to, you know, I don't want him to disapprove of us very early in our friendship, so I will pick, it could be a trap for now for this one.
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
Only one way to find out.
And I guess the only thing we do is to not go to the Chantry, rather, so we don't meet Dorian. Otherwise, we would get off on the wrong foot, in a way, and he'll kind of hate us a little for not helping the mages, despite us, you know, having seen that weird things are happening here in Redcliffe.
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
Tell me about yourself.
Who are you?
Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what circle tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
And are the Tevinters better than being in the circle?
You'd rather bow to Tevinter than join the Inquisition.
All you Chantry types think the same way. The Imperium is a great evil that must be avoided. It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended.
But don't they use blood magic?
But don't Magisters summon demons and practice human sacrifice?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us. What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars. In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
I'd say, I want to help the mages.
I'm here because I believe mages deserve their freedom.
Okay,
Right.
Cassandra
And
didn't
I'm
like
the
that.
Empress of Orlais.
She didn't like that at all.
Go back to your Templars. We don't need you.
Alrighty.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
Why does Alexius disapprove?
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become.
Ooh, he's a tranquil.
Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
We will. You're tranquil?
What a tranquil.
Those like me without the strength of will necessary to protect ourselves from demons. Rather than risk me becoming possessed, the Circle removed my connection to the Fade. My magic is gone, along with my dreams and desires. Those now in Redcliffe prefer not to see us.
It is really hard to be a tranquil, but it is one way to keep some mages, safe as well as everyone else. When did the Tevinters arrive?
How long have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle.
Okay, that is already bad.
To serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
Okay, I should go.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Sure thing, please join us.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
I'm glad to have recruited another Asian. Thank you, Clemens. I hope that you'll enjoy your stay with us.
The Inquisition, back again. Perhaps I can be of use.
Okay, I guess that's
Farewell,
it.
then.
Farewell.
Anything else in this tavern? Except for this readable here. The crows and Queen Madrigal. The first crow refused to speak even when we put hot coals to the soles of his feet and peeled the skin off of his face and hands with a paring knife. He opted instead to chew through his own tongue and choked to death on the blood. Oh my, that's really bad. The second captain repeated what we already knew. Queen Madrigal went on a hunt and did not appear for the evening's festivities. Her body was later found with 4 steel swords through the chest. I asked what he knew about one of the 4 swords being a replica of Hissarian's Sword of Mercy. He had not heard about that, or at least claimed as much. He later died on the rack, smiling slightly. The third crow must have realized he would not leave the dungeon alive. He seemed to hope that by anchoring Master Fior, he would earn himself a quick death. The crow tried our patience with pithy comments while Master Fior was trying to work. At one point, he made a remark about Fior's mother, which I shall not repeat here. I will admit to feeling admiration for his ability to retain a capacity for coherent speech and even some wit while under extreme duress. Amid all his useless chatter, the third crow did raise an important point. His guild has a reputation to uphold. They are ruthless, efficient, and discreet. How would they maintain such notoriety if agents routinely revealed the names of employers with something as banal as torture? This gave me pause. I called for a halt to the session. After some thought, I stabbed the man through the heart and set the 4th and 5th crow captives free. If there is a confession to be extracted, it will not be done with pain. I recommend we abandon this course of action. A report by Captain Aristide, tasked with investigating the assassination of Queen Madrigal of Antiva. Okay, wow, that's very interesting insight into, I'd say, the strength and endurance of the Antivan Crows, and I am very much excited to play Dragon Age: The Veilguard, coming out October 31st this year, to learn more about the Antivan Crows as well as Antivan culture. Anything else in this tavern? Ooh, okay. That is slightly ajar, slightly opened, that door, but we can't go out of it. bunch of apples, some cheese, some sausages. I love them. I love all of those things. Vegetables, daikon or radish, bread. That looks like other vegetables as well, along with that apple. Those apples, rather. Okay, I guess there is nothing here. Talwyn.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
Tell me about yourself.
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn, formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hosberg. Lived my whole life there, since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day, quality education, a roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons, a mage tower's a fine place to be.
But aren't you with the rebellion? Seems like you liked your life in the circle.
If you were happy in the circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. The vote is sorted out.
Oh, okay.
The majority wanted to dissolve the circles. The rest of us went with them and were cut loose.
There are still some of us who are loyal in the Empress's court.
I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
That is sad, because there are people who had, you know, good lives in the circles. Not all circles are bad. Not all circles are as bad or were as bad as the one in Kirkwall, definitely. And poor guy, I mean, he enjoyed his life in the circle, and right now he is a rebel. Just because of a majority vote. You don't like Tevinter?
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that lot.
Definitely not.
They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with Magisters.
And tell me about this alliance.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally.
Yeah, that's odd.
It's given us an edge, in a way, out of the frying pan.
That is odd. There is something happening here.
The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
There's some time bending thing. Oh, it has a second floor. This is probably the biggest inn or tavern inn that we've been to so far, and it looks pretty. I like it. Sears and the Allsmith, 23rd of Ferventus. When I set out for the capital of Rivain, I did not anticipate arriving in the middle of a little provincial festival. The streets are thick with fishermen and farmers coming in from the countryside for some gathering. Rural life apparently breeds fierce rivalries. I've seen more than one fistfight erupt in the square outside of the inn. And do they call this music? Excellent wine, however. Oh. Okay, and do they call this music? Excellent wine, however, it must be Antivan. I guess Antivan music is not for everyone. 24th of Ferventus, but the wine is enjoyed by all cultures. The agreement is sealed. The merchant had more jewelry on his head than Orlesian women do on their fingers, but anyone willing to sell me silk at this price may dress how they please. Sable, whose title is Annaeen, is an amiable sort who offered to show me Allsmith tonight. Apparently the village leaders, hedge mages they dub seers, travel to Daresmuid twice a year to meet in council, forge trade agreements, and publicly pledge loyalty to Rivain's queen. Deals made at Allsmith are seen as especially auspicious. Sable warned me that sometimes hotheads will attempt to sell old feuds before these seers decree binding judgment here, but there are also feasts, lavish gift-giving ceremonies, musical contests, and other rustic nonsense. This explains the rabble. Still, it might be amusing to sample the local color. I've just witnessed a lively public exchange between the two men trying to outdo each other with ridiculous boasts in the square. The most extravagant liar was applauded and decorated with wreaths by the crowd. The Rivaini are lively, I'll grant them that, and not at all afraid to drink with a Tevinter. Ha! Peasant oaf threatened me after I tripped into him at feast. Bit of fire cowed him. Impressed ladies, too. What enlightened attitudes. These people have lovely dancers here. What? Fantastic lovely dancers here, probably. Must remember get vintage from Innkeep. Label was blue. 26th Ferventus. Find out who's leaping on top of me. Bring more robes next year. From the Diary of Biscorus of Arantium. 932 Dragon. Someone had a wild time in Ravane. So, I guess this was Ravane, right? So I thought he was talking about Antiva. So, I guess Ravani music isn't for everyone, but they were giving out Antivan wine, which I guess is to the taste of everyone. The annulment of Derismuid. When we heard of the injustices against our fellow mages at the White Spire, the Circle of Magi in Val Royale, I feared what was to come. Our circle at Derismuid is small and isolated. It exists largely as a facade to appease the Chantry. When the other circles rose up, the Chantry sent seekers across the bay from Aisley to investigate. They found us mixing freely with our families, training female mages in the traditions of the seers, and denounced us as apostates. Perhaps they thought we were spineless probes who would be intimidated with a little bloodshed. Before I was first enchanter, I was a daughter of Captain Rivaud of the Felicissima Armada. I know how to plan a battle. They brought with them a small army of Templars. We fought, and we might have won, but they invoked the right of annulment with all the unrelenting brutality that allowed. It is their right to put screaming apprentices to the sword, burn our quote-unquote tainted libraries, crush irreplaceable artifacts under their heels, tear down the very walls of our home. No mage has the right to disagree. We of the Derismuid Circle, wait now behind barricades. I have sent word to our brother and sister mages of this outrage. When they break through, we will not die alone. Final journal entry of First Enchanter Ravella, slain in Derismuid, 940 Dragon. That is very unfortunate. That is, I guess, one example of how the Chantry, or how Templars and Seekers tend to be, extreme. Sometimes, especially when it comes to, I guess, spreading their beliefs, especially towards the further regions of Antiva and Ravane. Okay, what is next? Well, I guess that's it. The only thing we have to do is to visit the Chantry, where we can find Dorian, but unfortunately I don't want to do that. So what we're gonna do now is, I guess this is the end of this narrated playthrough, or recorded live stream. Not live stream, recorded playthrough of this portion of Dragon Age Inquisition, which was to gain access to Redcliffe Village, do some of the quests here, turn in some of the quests that we got from other parts of the hinterlands to NPCs here, recruit some agents, and also speak with Grand Enchantress Fiona and the Tevinter Magister Alexius, who have taken over the rebel mages. And because we are not siding with the mages, sadly we won't be able to actually dig deeper into the story of who Alexius is and what he wants from the rebel mages. But I guess, I don't know. We might also make some sort of like a, I don't know, probably a video or something. Just to show folks to show folks what happens if you choose the mages, but that would probably be at another time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you the next time we stream. And in our next stream, we'll pick up where we left off, which is right after the Champions of the Just quest to side with the Templars, so I'll have to, in this entire day, I'll have to replay that part that we did in our previous stream because this is our new save file now that we have access to Redcliffe Village. Take care and see you all. Goodbye.